I'm gonna let you in on some of the setup before I show you the moveset. So firstly, I meticulously used an accessory block in order to give myself a knife, which makes all of my moves look way better, and I didn't want to have, you know, one of the actual weapons equipped because I think it would throw things off. So I would do the same thing. This is the knife I used, and it looks really good for this moveset. The ID for it is this, if you guys want the exact same knife that I'm using here. It's also essential to have, I believe in Kobeni supremacy, somewhere in your map in order for this to work properly. The first skill in this moveset has a whopping 6 variants. Yes, you heard that right. 6 different variants. The move is called Berserk, and this is how the move looks by default.
Oh my god, he don't X.
Now you may have noticed that the dummy actually turns red pretty quickly. Like the dummy turns red as I'm midair, but there's a reason for that other than to just better guarantee the hit, and I'll explain why. So normally this is when the dummy turns red, about right here, like as I'm doing the flip midair. And the reason that is because there is a miss variant. If I'm not targeting onto the dummy, basically if they're outside of my Z range, which is right in front of me or behind me for whatever reason, then they basically won't get targeted. And if that's the case, then this is how the move will look. She'll just fail the move and it'll leave you open for attack. I thought that was a good way to balance an otherwise pretty guaranteed hit sort of move by if they're outside of your range, whether they're on your X-axis or your Y-axis, you'll be punished, basically. That's what I wanted to do, is make a punishable moveset. And reminder, there are no iframes on any of these abilities within the first skill. As a matter of fact, there's no iframes on any of Kobeni's abilities, meaning these variants, these miss variants can be very detrimental within the battle because you can just get punished immediately. And that was the goal. So make sure you hit your attacks or else. Now, if you recall, I said the first skill had 6 different variants, but that was only 4. The default variant, the air variant, and the miss variant for both. So you may be wondering, oh, Cloudify, what on earth are the other 2 variants? Well, I'm glad you asked. Alright, as you can see, my HP is pretty low, but there is a reason for that. If you are below 30 HP, then a couple of your moves will look different. If you try to do the default move with low HP, Kobeni gets scared and she doesn't want to fight anymore. And the air variant also has a low HP variant. On to the second move, which is I know what you are! This move, of course, has 2 different variants. The first one is a stun, which looks like this and is heavily inspired from the scene in which Kobeni said that line. I know what you are! And yeah, your opponent is stunned and open for attack. And it also has an M1 variant, which looks like this. And that's obviously more on the offensive side. You don't still get a stun if you choose to go down this route, but yeah, so you can either simply choose to stun, or you can choose the offensive option. The third move is called Perception Blitz, and it, of course, also has variants, but only 2 for this one as well. And this one is a little more special to me because I did make this hitbox myself, so it isn't like a pre-existing move within the game. I kind of went the extra step and made my own hitbox, so it looks a little something like this. As you can see, Kobeni blitzes the opponent and then stabs them in the neck, and then they're dead. This is inspired by when Kobeni grabbed Snaky Snake Girl and held her at knife point. Went the fatality route instead of just holding them at knife point. This is what I imagine Kobeni would have done if she didn't comply. And this as well has an M1 variant, which looks a little something like this. And then finally, well, not finally, but second to last, we have the dash. And this is how it looks if you have a target. And this is how it looks if you don't have a target. And this move also has a low HP variant. So if you don't have much HP, you won't be blitzing your opponent, but you still can gain some distance away or towards them by running. So it won't be as drastic as blitzing them as before with the dash, but you'll still be able to run until you recover your health, which can happen pretty quickly, and you're able to dash freely again. Now we have Kobeni's R special, and I couldn't make a moveset without showing off Kobeni's awesome dance skills, am I right? So that's what her R special is all about. Do you guys know how hard it was to make that dance from scratch? It also puts your opponent in an animation if it works properly. Oh, here we go. And yeah, I mean, I know it's not a lot, but originally I always wondered how could I really make a Kobeni moveset? She only has one fight, so it was pretty difficult for me to figure out what I wanted to do, but I think I did a pretty decent job. Let me know what you guys think, and here's the tutorial, I guess. All right, for the first move, as you can see, we have 4 different branches with the addition of 2 different miss variants. So I have no idea how long this is going to be, but if you want the tutorial, here you go. So firstly, for the default move, which is the dash, I made a branch called dash. This is the sound ID I used. I put the volume at 5. The ultimate animation, but this is Yuta's ultimate animation, up until about 0.7 with the speed of 0.7, and then a dismantle skill with a 0.2 weight, rush 0.5 weight, velocity 70% on Z, 100 on the time, and everything else is the default. With the run slash animation, from like 83 to about 26, like 126 with a speed of 0.8, and a 0.3 wait time with a 0 velocity, everything just 0. And then a Vel step animation starting from around 0.2 and going all the way till the end with a negative 0.7 speed. Then Curse Strike skill at 0.01 with a 100% velocity, and then a hitbox, everything at 1 like X, Y, and Z, and then the sizes are both 10 aside from the Z, which is 100. With a stun of 5, but I would actually turn this down a bit, maybe to like 4. I just didn't remember to do it in the video. And then, yeah, you could decide whether you want it to be blockable or not. And then we have a 0.325 wait time with a 1-hit cancel flipped. But in order to properly set this up, we have to go to the dash miss branch. So for the dash miss, what I did was put a 0 velocity, everything 0, and a cancel. This is to cancel the momentum of the first move while I'm airborne to make me drop, and also cancel the skill, the Curse Strikes. With the funny fall animation, starting from about 0.06 going to about 0.26 with a 0.8 speed, and the incantation speed of 3 with a 0.23 weight, strong dismantle, and then cancel. And then the ultimate animation, and this is Naoya's ultimate, starting at about 224 and then going until about 324 at a speed of 1. So after you've completed this branch, you want to go back to your dash branch, and that's when you want to go back to your hit cancel, and you want to, like inside of your branch, you want to type dash miss. It'll basically redirect this move into that, activating the variant. I have my hit cancel time at 1 and my in lag at 1. Then I do the takedown afterwards, with a speed of 2.5 with a 0.25 wait time. The triple sentence animation, like 2.99 all the way until like 375, speed of 1. A hitbox 0011 for size 11. For stun 2, and then the damage is just 1. With the bleed out, speed of 2, cancel last, 0.1 bleed out, same thing, it's the exact same, 2 cancel last, 0 velocity, 0.5 weight, and then the triple sentence animation, just pulling it out. So about 3.2 to about 3.53 at a speed of negative 0.65, so close to negative 0.67. And then we have the air variant. Now this starts with the shut up skill, speed of 1, with the hitbox of 5, 100, 100, 11, 100, 11, 2, and 1. With the judge reach animation at 0.9, and it starts at about 4.94. No, I would say like at about 5.2, going until about 6.18 or 6.14, with the speed of 0.9, like I said earlier, with a 1 wait time, 1 hit cancel with flip on, and lag at 1.2, and this will redirect to the miss variant. So we need to go ahead and go to the miss variant. What I did here was add this sound ID with a volume of 4 and a ultimate rush, again same thing, Naoya's, with speed of 1, and then the rush skill at 0.01, and then incantation, speed of 1, and then weight, then a strong dismantle, cancel, funny fall animation starting at about 0.31, speed of 1, this sound ID at a volume of 5, this weight 0.7, and then a cancel. Now going back to the air variant, the hit cancel should be redirected to your miss branch. And then we have this sound ID at a volume of 5, a 0.1 weight, the justice serve skill at a speed of 3, earthquake animation from beginning to about 0.56 with a speed of 1.2, with a volume, this thingy, like this sound, with a volume of 4.5, with a wait time of 0.5, and then a justice serve skill with a speed of 3. Then the earthquake animation, again, you're just repeating the sound ID 0.5, justice serve, earthquake, this sound ID. And then we go to our low default variant, meaning your low HP variant. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. For your conditions on both of your normal variants, you want to have like 30 for has health and flip off for both the dash and the air. You want to have 30 and then flip off. And then for the air variant, you want to have false in air. And for the ground variant, you want to have true in air. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So for the low dash, you want to have the conditions for 30 like flipped, because this is the on the ground, so 30 flipped and then true in air. So then we want to start with the head splitter animation, and it starts at about, I would say 0.87, and it goes all the way almost to the end. The only reason I didn't let it play all the way till the end is because it does this weird thing at the end where your head comes off, and that'll look strange. You don't want that. And I know it's because in the move you get decapitated. So yeah, it's the head splitter hit animation, by the way, not just the head splitter animation. With a speed of 0.7, the velocity is 000, time of 2, with a 0.7 weight, this sound ID at 5, the incantation, speed of 2, with a 0.5 weight, strong dismantle, cancel, weight, and cancel. Then the low air variant, the conditions are false in air, 30 HP flipped, and you can control the HP you want this to activate at or whatever, or maybe you don't even want the low variants. So this starts with this sound ID, volume of 2, revolve, speed of 2, rush, starting from about 301 to about 343 with speed of 0.4. Then we go to dismantle, and then 0.2 with rush, 0.2, revolve, judge reach animation starting from like 537 going until about 618 with a speed of 0.6, a 1 weight, a 1.5 hit cancel, flip on 1.5, and you can just redirect this to the miss branch we've already created, and then a 1 wait time, and that's all for that. For the low dash, your conditions are 30 and flip on, and then true flipped on. For the second move, the I know what you are, we start with this branch, which is abbreviated for I know what you are. This sound ID, volume of 4. Ultimate animation, this is Mahito's ultimate. It goes until about 0.4 with a speed of 0.7. Hitbox 1, 0, 1, 5, 10, 15, 5, 1. Curse strikes 0.1 and then 0.3. Ultimate, this is Mahito's ultimate number 2. Starts at about 223 and goes until about 339. Speed of 0.6, 0.4 weight, and then the self-perfection animation, which starts at about 0.34 and then goes until about 237 at a speed of 1.6. The dismantle with 0.2, rush 0.4. Ultimate animation, this is Yuki's or Star Rage, and it goes until about 277 starting from the beginning, and then a 2 wait time, and then a cancel. For the offensive variant, you want to have this sound ID of 4, the Garuda stab 1.5 speed, and then Jacob's ladder animation starting at about like 1.54 going until about 2.36, and then a speed of 1.9. Then 0.46 wait time, Garuda stab skill, cancel last on with the Jacob ladder animation 1.9. And then the hitboxes are 0, 0, 4, 10, 10, 10, 1.9 stun, and 1 damage. With a 0.2 weight, incantation special at 2.5, 0.26 weight, strong dismantle, Garuda stab right after at 1.5, cancel last, 0.46 weight, Garuda stab, cancel last 1.5, 0.46 weight, Garuda stab 1.5, cancel last, 0.46 weight, and then cancel. And the conditions are true in air. And the way you set it up in your timeline to have an M1 variant is you want to have your normal variant, which is I know what you are, and then you want to have your hit cancel here, but a 0.5 flipped off, and then put your branch to whatever your variant's going to be, your M1 variant. But for me, it's offense, so I just branched it that way. Afterwards, we have number 3. This is a sound ID I used to start it. Volume of 5 with a takedown skill, heart piercer animation with a 0.5 weight, cleave with a speed of 0.8, cancel last on, triple sentence animation going until about 0.29, speed of 0.4, 0.5 with the ultimate. This is also Yuta's with starting at like 174 going until like 258 with a speed of 0.7. Dismantle 15 hitbox. Okay, so that's 1, 6, 1, 10, 6, 6, 1, 15. And then this is the sound ID, volume of 4 with a 0.2 weight, rush 0.3 weight, the velocity is 0, 0, 0, and then the time is at 0.5 with a 0.5 weight, and then a cancel. And then we want to go ahead and create our other variant, which is the M1 variant, and that's Final Judgment, starting from about 1 and then going until about 225 with a speed of 1, 0.35 with this sound ID at 5, Resolute Slash at 4 speed with a hitbox of 0, 0, 1, 6, 6, 10 with a stun of 0.8 and damage at 10. And then 0.2 weight with this Final Judgment animation and this execution animation, 115 for the execution and 1 for the Final Judgment. With bleed out, 0.2, Vel step, full thing, just speed of 1, 0.5, shut up, starting at about 493, going until about 5.5 with a speed of -1. and then a 0.4 weight, and then the elbow beat down animation, but just this bit here, starting at like 0.92 and going into like 1.77 with a speed of 1. And again, you set this up the same way. You do a 0.5 hit cancel, flip off, and then you want to direct this branch into your variant, which for me is called slices, so that's what I typed. And you need to make sure you're typing these like exactly, not copying my names, but just whatever you do put for the name, make sure you type it exactly into your branch to get it to work properly. For the fourth one, we have dash. It's called gun. Okay, I had other plans, so you'll see some of the names don't always correlate, but this is the dash by default. It's cursory impact and then takedown. Cursory impact is at 2, takedown is also at 2, with a 0.25 weight, and then cancel. No special animations or anything. And then the low HP variant is final judgment, 1, and then cancel. I got a little lazy here, I admit, but I thought it was a relatively simple move regardless, so. And then the way I set it up was just by having the gun one have a condition of 30 with flip off, and then the low HP one have a condition of 30 with flip on. On to the special, which is the dancing. Okay, this is a custom dance. It took a while to get the animations to line up as perfectly as they ended up lining up, but yeah. So this is the sound ID volume at 5, another sound ID volume at 4, another sound ID volume at 3. So beaver breaker animation, this is the start of the dance. This is Hikari. It goes until about like 0.23, and then to get your opponent to do an animation, you want, well, this is the one I chose. It's Naoya's ultimate, but all you want to do is go to last hit and turn it from a negative to a positive. I do 10 for a good measure, but yeah. And then the speed is 0.5, velocity is 0, time of 3, awakening -10, hitbox 0, 4, 50, 50, 1000, 4, 1. Dismantle 0.2 weight, rush 0.13, ultimate hit animation. This is Naoya as well, I'm pretty sure. I'll try to make sure. I think it is Naoya, but yeah. And the speed is at 1. It's just this little bit until like 0.4, and then 0.41, and then execution hit. This execution hit 1 from Higuruma, and then it goes until 0.74, speed of 1, 0.85 weight. Final judgment hit, also Higuruma, starts at like 3.6, and then it goes until like 459 with 1 head splitter animation. The ending of it starting at like 401, and then 1, and then cancel. And the conditions are false, has target, amount of awakening bar 10 with flip off, true, and air. Another moveset that had crazy potential, but I got lazy towards the end. I still think it turned out pretty decently, and it is actually pretty fun to use in fights, which I may or may not show you, just depending on how long this video already is, but this moveset is pretty fun. You just have to take my word for it. I know it's a lot more difficult to replicate with tutorials even because of just how many things have been added to the skill builder. But yeah, I'll still try to give tutorials for everything as I've done today. And yeah.